All right. Well, it's about 10 o'clock, northern Montana, out here just running my dog. So if you see me looking around, I'm just checking on her. Yeah, we're going to talk about relapse today. Patterns of relapse for me, anyway. So I got into active recovery about 2 years ago in February of 24. I just, enough was enough. I decided I didn't want to live every day waking up drinking and not stopping until I went to bed or passed out. It got to be just exhausting way to live. So I started actively trying to get sober about, like I said, 2 years ago. That was in Idaho. In the beginning, it was really hard for me. I'd have real short stints of sobriety. I just, not having the euphoria and the oblivion of drinking was hard for me. So I wanted the feeling back. Eventually, I started getting more time. I'd get like 15 days, 30 days. And then, got 60 days, went back out. Just didn't know how to deal with the feelings that I was starting to feel. Hadn't felt them for a long time and had numbed them for a long time. That's what I used alcohol for, was numbing feelings. So it was new to me experiencing those in a sober mind, and it was very unusual and scary. So, that was most of my early relapses, was not wanting to feel the feelings of reality. We'll flash forward. So I started again as I continued in my recovery efforts. I started getting more and more time. I'd get like 3 months and 3.5 months, and this last one was 4.5 months. And those I kind of deep down, or not deep down, on the surface, I thought, maybe I just wanted to get drunk, which may be part of it. But I heard a saying that really stuck with me a while ago. You can't recover until you know what you're recovering from. That means that alcohol, or whatever your addiction is, for me, it's alcohol. That's not really the issue. There's deeper issues. And I had an epiphany after kind of doing some soul searching, well, so to speak. I had kind of an epiphany that the later relapses, when I would be, have months and months sober, be doing really good, feeling good, in a good, mostly peaceful state of mind, feeling healthy. I was kind of perplexed what would cause me to go back out and drink. But like I said, I was doing some soul searching and just really had an epiphany that it was self-sabotage and just self-destruction, wanting to just blow up my life, for most of my life, even before I drank. I never really been that good at a lot of things. I mean, certain things like writing and, some sports. But I kind of deep down always had self-esteem issues, and thought I was a failure and whatnot. Especially, I had an older sibling who I'm very close with, but I always compared myself to him. He was very successful, straight A student. Just like, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, the kind of golden boy. And so that, as a kid, I would compare myself to him, and caused a lot of issues. Not really ones I was aware of, but ones that presented themselves later in life, like with drinking and trying to get sober. And so, like as a kid, I would complete my homework, do all of it, and then not turn it in to the teacher when it was time to do it, just because I don't know, I probably wasn't, hi Mocha, probably wasn't confident that, I was going to get a good grade, or I don't know, I'd take a psychologist to probably get to the root of that one. But that just is one example of childhood patterns that have translated to recovery. And that self-sabotage has stuck with me. I'm almost 38 years old. This last time, I mean, I was doing really, really good, felt good. didn't really, I mean, I knew how it would end if I drank. It never, in the last, I don't know, 15, 20 relapses I've had in 2 years, it's never done what I thought it's going to do. It's never been fun. It's always just been despair, the pit of despair. I know how it ends. And so this last time, I think that's really deep down, subconsciously, what I wanted. I wanted to blow my life up and have the pit of despair, thinking, you feel great, you're doing great, you don't deserve this. When in fact, that's total BS. Anybody who is wanting to better their lives deserves, in this case, sobriety. The fact that we beat ourselves up and let our lower powers talk to us like that and tell us, that little voice in your head, that little devil voice telling you that, or telling me that, I don't deserve to grow personally. I don't deserve sobriety. I don't deserve, success and happiness. Well, that's BS. Um, so that's my next hurdle, is getting past that, learning, because I still have that voice. I'll still get that voice saying, "Oh, you might, I have almost 30 days now, something like that." But I got this dark little voice in me that says, "Oh, you're gonna go back out. I'll make sure of it." But I've been strengthening my relationship with God. I think I mentioned in another video, my only other video, that I've been doing a lot of big changes in life, pretty much everything short of geographical move. I've kind of changed my way of thinking, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that that dark little demon voice doesn't win out this time. Life is too precious to just keep kicking ourselves or myself into the dirt and relapsing over and over again. The bright side is, and I've never been a glasses half full guy, I'm more of a realist. Some would say a cynic. But, I came to the realization, it's kind of surprising that I would look at things this way. So, and I hope some of you can relate if you're like me, if you're a chronic relapser and you're beating yourself up over this. So look at, for me, my pattern of drinking before I attempted recovery. My pattern of drinking was almost daily. I would take a day or two off here and there, and basically vain attempts to get sober, or just because I depleted all the serotonin and dopamine in my brain and I was so damn depressed from drinking that I felt I needed a day or two to try to recover. But that never lasted long because, withdrawals, those didn't really start for me till my early 30s. But, that was one of the reasons it was so hard to always stick with it more than a day or two. It sucks without having a recovery plan. But, oh, where was I going with that? I totally lost my train of thought here. Well, anyway, I think I remembered where I was at, but yeah, that's the damage of alcohol to the brain over the years. But anyway, yeah, I'd depleted the serotonin and dopamine in my brain and would have to take some days off. But, oh yeah, now I remembered. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. But I'm not always the, optimist. And so I came to the realization that, my pattern of drinking before, like I said, almost daily, day or two off here or there. But comparing that to now, where I've stacked up, 3 weeks in the beginning, but, I had 3 months. Then after that, relapsed. 3.5 months, went out, relapsed. This last one, 4.5 months, went out, relapsed. That is still better than the daily drinking with no reprieve from this illness, this sickness, this disease called alcoholism, or whatever it is for you. For me, it's alcoholism or addiction. But I'm grateful to have that reprieve, to have those months and those weeks stacked up, to know what peace starts to feel like. I can only imagine what it's like at a year, 2 years, 3 years, so on and so forth. But that's kind of all I got. The wind's picking up, but I wanted to do an outside video. It's pretty scenic over here. I'll come introduce my dog here. But Mocha, come. She is a German Shorthair pointer. It's not hunting season, but she is always hunting. She loves finding stuff to point. Hey, come here. Come say hi. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. All right. Well, hope you guys are all staying sober. Hope you have a good weekend. Today's Saturday, the 14th, so Valentine's Day. Yeah, this is my Valentine right here. Hope you guys have a great weekend and find your way out of the dark.